Hey there, everybody. Happy again a snow day from Richmond, Virginia. We still have maybe 11 inches on the ground. It's 44 today, so hopefully we will do some melting. Yay. I have 3 new flow pockets to add to the shop. I appreciate you guys enjoying these so much. They are just fun to play with, y'all. Our sweet friend Diane pointed out that you could take the images in one flow pocket and do an entire journal page, and that is true. You can really build things with these flow pockets. We start out with Mr. and Ms. Johnson. Mr. Johnson was a banker in Boston. He and Mrs. Johnson moved to Santa Barbara when he retired, and they bought one of the first homes to use as a hotel in the area. There's a little story about this purchase in this pocket. After Mr. Johnson passed away, Mrs. Johnson continued to buy homes and convert them to hotels. So we see a few pictures in here of her very smart investments. The next pocket is just an ode to summer, friends. This one is Matilda. Matilda has moved to Paris to design dresses. Matilda is originally from New York. She was in love with her high school sweetheart, but he would not relocate to Paris to follow her dream. So she decided to go along without him. And some nights she gets really, really lonely, and some nights she wished she had not made the decision. So we'll have to see what happens with Miss Matilda, whether she chooses love over a career. This pocket is called History. We see a beggar woman in the background. She is begging by lamplight. She is begging because she is distraught and she cannot get over the loss of her dear husband and her beautiful, look at that beautiful little red-haired baby. The baby died of plague and other illnesses, influenza, pneumonia. It was just a very austere time for this family, and the father was killed in a street fight as he was trying to rob someone to get bread for his family. So just a very sad story here, but she is begging by lamplight. This is called Match. This is Flo, and this is Dale. And Flo is a young mom, and she lost her husband in the war. This is Dale and Flo when they were young, and she, after 10 years spending her life alone, she has finally met her match, and he's asked her to marry him. So we're super happy for Flo and Dale as well. This is a pocket that just says beach. This is one that says chic, and we see a fashion model here, and yes, she does look quite chic, but really what she wants to be is classic, like this lady here. Rebel. Red lipstick, red leather gloves, wild woman. Yeah, she's a rebel. We really don't even have to say anything more about her. Let's see if we can move that lipstick over just a bit and see that wild rebel face. There she is. In the evening, this is a pocket about a married couple. They had no children. They lived in a palatial estate. Through a series of very bad investments, they have lost everything. So now they sell things from their home just to be able to survive. But in the evening, every evening, they walk downstairs to their beautiful wine cellar. They choose one bottle of wine, and they dance in the moonlight. And it's just a beautiful image, you guys, of an older couple dancing. This pocket is called Simple Life. This one is Character. This couple here, they are married, but they have kind of an interloper. This is the husband's best friend. He is a master carpenter. The husband is one of the premier renovators of buildings in Venice. Now, Lydia here is a wonderful house flipper. She flips houses in Florence. This is a house, picture of a house in Florence that Ari has purchased and that Lydia is flipping for him. But what Lydia doesn't know is that Ari is in love with her, and he is flipping the house, not flipping the house, but he will keep it, hoping that she will see that this guy is a scoundrel. He is actually a descendant of Casanova, and you'll find a picture of Casanova in the back. This is a pocket that says C, and it is all about eyes. This is a pocket called Together. We see a young man, a young woman. They met in an orchestra. Now they're together, but they're from 2 different countries. This is a pocket called Little Bird. This is all about Hugo. Snuggly, warm, blankets, hot chocolate, fires, woolen clothing, all about staying warm in the winter. This is a pocket called Dance. Let me see if I can move this up just a little bit for us. Now, I do my very best to arrange all this, but that, you know, everything gets shaken up as it is transported to you. We see a picture of a little girl right here, and this is her mom. Now, her mom is a burlesque dancer. She always dances with a mask. She is known as the masked dancer. This is the guy who makes her mask over here, and he has a story all his own. She dances so she can support this little girl in a very affluent lifestyle. The little girl has beautiful clothing. She goes to a wonderful school. But it is the only way that she can make enough money to bring up her daughter the right way. This is a little pocket called Cook. Cook is a cook, and she really neglects herself in order to make everything beautiful for this family. And we have all kinds of beautiful place settings, food, all kinds of gorgeous things that Cook accomplishes in her daily rounds. This is a pocket called Gift. It's about the seasons, about spring in particular, summer in particular. You know, that is the next big season that's running around after winter. And to me, I know winter does not start until the solstice, but let's just face it, friends. If you got 12 inches of snow on the ground, you are in winter, no doubt about it. This is a pocket that has the letter A for Jane Austen. If a book is well written, I always find it too short. And it has book ephemera here and Jane Austen sitting at the piano. Add a little color. I think during the winter we get the winter blues, and we need to add color to our lives. Now, adding color can mean a whole lot of things. You know, adding color can mean, you know, having a wonderful conversation with someone. Adding color means maybe doing something different. Adding color doesn't just have to do with red, yellow, orange, blue, that kind of thing, right? So you add a little color to your life. This is Beatrice. Beatrice always wants more. The only way that Beatrice can get more is to marry old men, and eventually, because there's such a huge age gap in them, these old men leave this planet and leave Beatrice everything. You guys look at that hat. Now the hat, this image was cut from a 1992 Country Living magazine. It was actually a Virginia Slims advertisement that featured this couple. I thought it was so cool. This is Dan, and he spends his days drawing, but what he really wants to do is move to Venice, meet a beautiful-eyed girl, and be a gondolier. From sunset to sunrise, these little girls do get to rest, but the rest of the time, and you can see them back here, this is an old picture that I clipped from a magazine, they raise chickens. Their mom is an invalid, but she is a wonderful quilter, so we see some of her quilt work back here. Celebrate. This is Elias. Elias is a traveling salesman. He is originally from California. If we move Celebrate out of the way, we can see Elias's little son here. On a business trip, Elias has met the wonderful Ella. And Ella lives in Pennsylvania. He actually met her at a barn dance. And she is way out of his league. But he has bought her a cameo promise ring. And he wants to marry her just quite desperately. He just does not know how to tell her about his son. This is a pocket that says glorious. It's got birds, it's got butterflies, it's got flowers, it's got all those things that we miss right now. This is a pocket called vanishing. This is Esmeralda, and Esmeralda took a photograph as she was touring the Doge's dungeon in Venice. And what did she discover as she was exposing her photographs and working with them? She discovered this image. Now, this is the image of Roberto the murderer, and supposedly he murdered his wife. Roberto keeps haunting the dreams of Esmeralda and claiming his innocence. Now, Esmeralda is falling into madness over this situation, and she feels herself vanishing from the planet and actually joining Roberto in his cell at the Doge's palace. This is a pocket that says, begin each day with a grateful heart. This one says roots. All that this little girl has left of her past is this beautiful picture of a sunflower and a blurred image of someone that she thinks is her mother. She is looking for her roots. This is a pocket that was put together by a lady who travels the world, and she sees all kinds of things. She has all kinds of experiences, but she has no traveling companion. She's only 25 years old. So she is a lonely, lonely traveler. This pocket says magical and just has all kinds of magical elements in it. This one says history. This young lady that we see in the background here is she is a gifted hat maker. She was adopted when she was in London. She was adopted and sent to London when she was just a child. The only image that she has left is an image of her mother back here. And her mother is burning paper on a stove to try and keep a child warm. This is a bunny rabbit, a tea set on a cupcake. Yeah, I just prefer all of that. This is a pocket about travel. It says living the good life. Look at that bathroom. Claw-footed tub, a nice towel, a little vanity bar right here in the tub, a nice soap, some nice books. Find your center, ladies, and you know what I'm talking about. When my kids were little, I was also an assistant teacher in the public schools, and I felt like I was around kids all the time. And even when I went to the bathroom, my boys would go, Mom, Mom, Mom. So sometimes they were fighting, and I'm trying to go to the bathroom. So we all know this scenario, friends. So what I did was we had a walk-in closet, and I actually, I made myself a little nook inside the walk-in closet. It wasn't very big, but I would go in there and I would shut the door and I would read magazines. And you could hear them coming in the house and coming upstairs and going, Mom, Mom, Mom. And then my younger son, I could hear him say, Mom's not here. Where's Mom? Well, Mom was in the closet reading magazines. Shh, don't tell. And Marilyn Monroe, because we just love her. We love her image and we loved her spirit. This is a pocket that says sparkle. Now, we can see this guy has his hand over his girlfriend's eyes. So we're thinking he's going to give her something real sparkly. This pocket is called Imagine That. It is the story of the Chastain sisters. The Chastain sisters are super imaginative and very entrepreneurial. We can see them grown up in this photograph in the back. There they are as little girls. They have started a mail order quilt business where they mail people quilt patterns. And they're doing really, really well. This is the backstory. Now I'll let you figure that one out. Why are they embracing, obviously in a public place, but he has his hat over their faces? Might be something going on there. This is a pocket called The Art, and it is tribute to Vincent van Gogh. There's a heart here with the letter V on it, as well as some Starry Night strips in the back. This pocket is music, and it's about the dream of playing music. Right now, this girl works at the Hard Rock Cafe, but she aspires to be a singer. This guy, this is a pocket called Challenge, and he's just not a fan of the holidays because he has 4 girls under the age of 10, and they are demanding, and they want, and they want, and they want. And they have even talked him into decorating his beard this year. They love Santa Claus, and they love the season, and they've wrapped him up in a light strand. So yeah, he is having a challenging season this year. This is a pocket called Venice, and it has all kinds of Venice ephemera in it. A little pocket called Happy. This child just looked happy, and I love that blue color, that sky blue color. Has a flower in it as well as a butterfly image. This says the simple things, and don't we all just crave the simple things? This is a pocket that says not important. This is Richard. This is Rachel. Richard, Rachel. They were a very loving couple. Rachel is a fashion model, and she looked at Richard one day and she said, Richard, you know, you could do this. You could be a fashion model. You're a handsome guy. Well, Richard went on an audition, and he got a job as a male model. But here's what happened. He determined that he wanted money, 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 and fame, and cars, and riches. Forgot all about this beautiful Rachel up here. Now, as beautiful as she is, she does not feel very worthy anymore because Richard dumped her because he's an idiot. Okay, this is a pocket called Dream, and it's just a little bit of pink for you. This one is called Loving and Giving. We see a happy couple, and they're in the bed together, and they're reading a book, and I just can't tell you how romantic I think that is. Yes, I do think that is romantic. Couples in bed reading books together. This is a pocket called On the Road. This is a man and his son, and they're going on the road for the first time. They are very excited. Their adventures are evident in this background here. This is the story of the Perseverance Brewing Company. We see the ship that these immigrants came in to America on. These are the Schimmel brothers, and you've got the word Schimmel right here. These are the pictures of all their ancestors, and these guys are very persevering, and they have their own brewery now in the United States, and it's doing quite well. This one says beer and wine. There's also some food elements in here. This pocket says cheer, and it is kind of an ode to the season, but not over the top. This is a pocket called Love. Now let me move this out of the way so we can kind of see this sweet little face and sweet little guy. Oh my gosh, he loves her. He's giving her a little red rose. He presents her with all kinds of gifts, and there's a vintage gift tag in here. There's a butterfly right here. He loves to catch butterflies with her. And we know Rachel's story. Bless her little soul. She's so beautiful. All right, you guys, pocket stories. I hope you enjoyed this little look at our pocket stories today. These are going in the shop a little later on this afternoon. Thank you guys so much for supporting the pocket pages, pocket letters, pocket whatever you want to do with them. And you guys are doing miraculous things with them. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.